Hey, what's up guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. All right, I'm going to do a video today on an idea that I got from a friend of mine. All right, he showed me a product that he thought could be interesting for us that he uses with some of the beginning golfers that he works with. And I looked at the product and I said, you know what? I think we could use this for something, and I'm going to show you how and why I think we can use this in this video coming up right now. Make sure you check out some of our sponsors. GameStrat, all right, in the description box down below, there's going to be a link that takes you directly to GameStrat's website. If you're looking for a highly reliable, highly affordable sideline replay system, make sure you check out GameStrat. They're also great. They also have great customer service, customer friendly, great guys. They were at our clinic. Awesome dudes. Make sure you check out GameStrat. Just Play Football, the only play drawing tool that I'll use if I have to do any webinars or speak at any clinics and I have to draw things up. I'm going to use Just Play Football. Make sure you check them out. DifferenceUSA, ultimate striking machine. Get thousands of reps. You don't need a partner. You don't need anybody holding a hand shield. You don't need anybody holding a med ball. Get thousands of reps, elbows in, thumbs up, working on striking. You can work on it as a DB, playing man, opening, punching. You can work it as an O-lineman, coming out with steps and punching. You can work it as a D-lineman, working on your strike. All right, and then disengage, or, you know, we are working on reacting to blocks, destructing blocks, and then disengaging from those blocks. So you can get thousands of reps in the offseason. You don't need a partner. Make sure you check out DifferenceUSA. Defensive Coordinator 1's an in-game app. Allows you to make critical in-game adjustments based on live, actual in-game data. You have the template already built in. You've got tendencies. You've got things that the other team does. You've got formations. You've got run and pass, and you've got a bunch of things already built in. You start logging the game live. Somebody in the booth is logging the game live to the Defensive Coordinator 1 app, and now you can make critical adjustments based on the live, actual in-game data. See your calls to their calls, what you're calling to their personnel, what you're calling into their runs or passes. Make sure you find out you have certain things that were good, certain things that were not good, but they were good against one formation but not another. Give yourself a chance to stay out of bad calls and get into good calls with Defensive Coordinator 1. All right, Max 1, which is an app that allows coaches to streamline communication, scheduling, workouts all under one platform. So you get your team on the Max 1 app. You can communicate with them if there's a scheduling change, if there's a change in a time, if something has to get canceled, if there's a change in a bus pickup time, if there's a change in a banquet event time, send a message about what they need to wear at a banquet. You can have workouts on there and they can compete in those workouts. And then if they have to go out of town and they can't be in your weight room, they can still do, or at least know the workout that they need to do, because it's in there. You could have your practice schedule and your calendars in there. So make sure you check out Max 1. It's an app that streamlines organization, communication, scheduling, workouts, all under one platform for a head coach. Check out Max 1. All right, and then Dome Hats, which is, our hat sponsor, our headwear sponsor. This is my white and orange, Dome Hat, swords up on the back. Dome Hat is a local company here in Northeast Florida, founded by two former Florida Gator football players. And they are guys that understand our business. They know what it's like. They started off as coaches. They know what we go through every day. They know that every coach and every program has a story. They want to help you tell your story with your hats. Custom online hat builder that is absolutely phenomenal. So make sure you check out Dome Hats. All right, so I was hanging out with my buddy the other day after we played around the golf, and he was talking to me about these things that they use with younger golfers that are learning how to play, and it teaches them how to stand and where to put their feet. And then it teaches them the muscle memory of where their feet need to be, because it always gives them something to look at and somewhere to place their feet. And I started thinking about, how many times do we get ready for spring football? And how many times do we come back and we've got to talk about stances and starts and splits and understanding what a 2-foot split looks like, and a right foot stagger and a left hand or a left foot stagger looks like, and then receivers, where you need to be based on top of the numbers, bottom of the numbers, and then the stances that they need to get into. And we talk about 4 inches apart, 6 inches apart, shoulder width apart. And you think about all the things that you've struggled with younger players especially, or in spring football, or when you're coming back after months off. All the things that you struggle with talking about stances and splits. And you find out that there's something out there that may be able to help you physically let kids know exactly where to put their feet. What am I talking about? It's a product called Stand Perfect. All right. So what it is it's these. All right. They make these, obviously these half ones, so that depending on the size of your foot, It doesn't matter what size your foot is. And then they make smaller circular red ones for younger kids when you're not worried about the size of their feet. But these have spike in the back of them, all right? They've got knobs in them to where they're going to go into the ground so that they're not going to move, so you can dig them into the ground. So what I thought about as soon as I saw it, I said, you know what? If I can get my hands on some of those, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to use them for offensive linemen, talking about stances and also talking about splits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to my linemen about right-hand side, you got to be in a right foot or right-hand stance. Left-hand side, you got to be in a left foot or left-hand stance. I'm going to talk to them about, hey, 2-foot splits. So instead of having to come out and worry about the spacer, all right, we get on the spacer, but then the spacer lays down in front of you. If you got to take steps, you got to make sure you step over it. Then you constantly got to move it, all right, from hash mark to hash mark or different places. So I thought with these, what I could do is I could set the center with the ball up, all right, and I could set the center with 2 stand perfects to where we want them, if his feet are shoulder width apart, however we want them. And then 2 feet from the center on the right side, I could set up 2 stand perfects, and I could already set them up predetermined in a stagger. So this right guard, for argument's sake, all right, if I've got the center here, this right guard, I could set up the stand perfects with one, all right, here, and then one there, and I could set them up to where they're already in a right foot stagger, heel-toe stagger. So instead of me having to explain to that kid, hey, right foot, all right, right foot back, right hand down, heel-toe, so your right toe needs to be on your left heel, shoulder width apart, whatever you're talking to them about stance. Put these down exactly where you want their feet to go. So exactly based on the proper stagger, all right, exactly where you want them to go. And when they get lined up, put them to where they're 2 feet apart. So whatever 2 feet apart is, you measure it out, okay, and you put one there and you put one there. And then you put another one here and another one there, all right. And then on the left side, you put one there and a left toe stagger. There and a left toe stagger. And now what you do is you have guys either coming from the sideline if you're an up-tempo team, or from a huddle, and you make them sprint to the ball and get lined up, all right? And now when they're lined up, you have them look around and go, look, that's a 2-foot split. I know that's exactly a 2-foot split. Put a hand out to the center. Get used to how far you are so you know what splits are, okay? Take a look at where your feet are, where your feet go. I know in this video you won't be able to see my feet, but take a look at where your feet go. That's on your right side here. All right, you put your left foot on the inside one, your right foot on the outside one. You are in a perfect stagger. The O-line stance that we want you to play in, with your right toe on your left heel, with your right foot slightly back, so your right hand's going to go down. If you're on the right side of the football as an offensive lineman, this is the stance we want you in every single time. Okay, so give them something that is going to give them the muscle memory. All right, because we always talk about stance and start and teaching proper stances and talking about waist bend and all these other things, but the thing we always forget all the time is you're constantly having to give them cues, verbal cues about 6 inches, 4 inches, all right, 10 inches, 8 inches, shoulder width apart, just inside your shoulders, just outside your shoulders, heel toe. How about giving them something that you put on the ground that puts them right in the stance you want them to be? So however wide their feet are, however wide you want their feet to be, and however the heel toe stagger you want, set the stand perfects up so when they come up to the ball, I put my left foot in, my right foot in, I'm in the stance coach told me to. I don't have to worry about how wide they are. I don't have to worry about shoulder width. I don't have to worry about heel toe. Coach has already set the stand perfects up so that when I get into that stance or the player gets into that stance, he's already in the proper stance. Now as we go through, all right, as we go through the muscle memory of that, he sprints up to the ball, he lines up, left foot in, right foot in the stand perfect, I'm good. Okay, and now we've switched sides and we make him go to the left side, so now he comes up and he's got to get his left foot up, all right, his right foot up and his left foot back. And then over time, as he gets comfortable putting them exactly in where you want them in the stand perfects, and he doesn't have to guess how wide they are, how narrow they are, how far back is my toe, is it on my heel, they're already set up for him. So after thousands of reps, okay, running up and getting set in that position, he'll eventually know, they'll know what a 1-foot split is, they'll know what a 2-foot split is, they'll know exactly where their feet need to be in a heel-toe stagger because they've done it over and over and over again. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one, I'm going to start putting them for my wideouts. Okay, so I'm going to tell my wideouts with the ball in the middle, okay, the outside receiver, I want you to be in a stance with your inside foot up, and I want you to be, all right, somewhere at right on top of the numbers. So on our practice field, we might have an X or a box out there where the numbers are. So if the ball's in the middle, I want that receiver, I want you with your inside foot up, okay, and I want you on the numbers. So let's just say on our practice field, these are the numbers. All right, if this player's on this side, I'm going to put a stand perfect with his inside foot up there. All right, and then I'm going to put a stand perfect with his other foot back where I want it. So when that receiver comes up, the outside receiver comes up, he doesn't have to worry about, all right, finding the numbers, finding anything else. He's just going to find that stand perfect. Okay, and when he goes to those two stand perfects, he's going to find them, and he's going to put his feet in where I want his feet to be in a proper receiver stance, and his inside foot's going to be up. All right, and we're going to get used to telling him, okay, look, come out. Where are the numbers? All right, coach, the numbers are the X or the box on the practice field you got marked. Okay, good. Sprint to the numbers, put your feet where they belong, inside foot up. Where is that? Well, coach, you got the stand perfects down. This foot goes here, this foot goes here. All right, do you feel that stance? That's how I want you to play. Then we're going to take the slot receiver. We're going to tell him, hey, you need to be a yard off the ball. You need to split the difference between the number 1 and the number 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the stand perfects exactly where we want his feet to go. Inside foot up, outside foot back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ingrain muscle memory in the kids in their stances, because we all work on stance and start, right? And then we all have to tinker front foot, back foot, other foot. All right, heel toe, left hand stance, right foot stance. Receiver, your inside foot, now your right foot's got to be up. All right, switch, your inside foot, your left foot, that's got to be up. All right, so rather than waste time moving around and all those things, we're going to take these stand perfects, okay, if they work for us. All right, we're going to try them out, because I think I can save time by putting them on the ground exactly where I want the kids to stand, and now they can just sprint up and put their feet in there, and now I'm saving time and energy of having to say, hey, move your front foot up. Hey, take your back foot back a little bit. Okay, move it a little bit wider. You put them exactly where you want them. The kids put their feet in them. If that's where you want them, and you figure out as a coach exactly where you want the feet to be in the stance, if that's where you want them and you put them on the ground, you have nothing else to worry about. The kid just goes from there. He puts his feet in there, and then after time after time after time after time, you know how to stand, because it's muscle memory. Right? So we talk about every day you work on stance and starts and get-offs, and then what ends up happening later on is as the season goes on, you get away from it. You start trying to chase time. You're trying to chase time in tackling drills and other drills. You get away from it. All right? So you want to ingrain it so hard in the spring and early in camp, because you know that you're going to get away from it. All right? So you got to ingrain it. How do you ingrain it? Give them something that's set in stone. Make them sprint to a spot. Your feet go here. All right, don't make them guess. You can spray paint lines. There's been other things around. This is actually going to go in the ground. It's portable. You can pick it up and move it around. It can go depending on how many you have, from your O-line to your D-line to your receivers to other people. You can have enough of them for all the groups. You can move them between groups. You can move them every 15 yards as you're doing a drill. All right, they're portable. They get picked up, and when they go in the ground, they've got, all right, little knobs in the bottom that make them sit in the ground so they're not going anywhere. You do your drills. You get your kids up. Hey, work on a 2-foot split, right heel toe, stagger, right hand back. Boom, go to the ball. Right foot goes back, left foot goes where it belongs, because they're inside the stand perfects. They're great for baseball. They're great for golf. They're great for anything that has to have a stance in it. It's the muscle memory of putting you exactly where you want to be every time, so that you don't have to guess. How many times have you gone out to different places, whether it be in a batter's box or at the driving range of a golf course, and in a driving range I got to put alignment sticks down, and then I got to get my toes square to the alignment stick, and then I got to work on my stand. How about if I put the alignment stick down with 2 stand perfects, and I just stand in there and say, hey, that's square, and then I put 2 more stand perfects that are open, and then another one that's closed, and I get in those, I work on my stance, and I say, all right, that's square to the target, all right, that's open, all right, that's closed, and I go through the muscle memory of my stance using the stand perfect. I get in the batter's box. I want your feet to be right here. Yeah, coach, all right, hey, I'll draw a line with the bat. I want 1 foot here, 1 foot here. I want your feet to be this far from the plate or from the white chalk or whatever, however you're teaching a stance. All right, put the stand perfects in, make the kid right foot in, left foot in. All right, now I'm ready to go in the stance that you told me to be in, because my feet can't go anywhere else because I have a visual aid on the ground. All right, so I think it's going to be a good idea. I'm going to check them out. If they're worthwhile, I'm going to make an investment, and I'm going to buy, all right, a bunch of them, because I think for our kids, it's going to be the one thing that can help us with stance and start, and teaching varying levels of kids, varying athletic abilities, how to get in stances without having to struggle with all the terminology of, hey, this wide, this close, shoulder width, outside here. No, put your feet right there. That's the stance. You feel that? That's how I want you to play. So I'm going to check these. I'm going to do another video with our O-line using these sometime in the next week or so, and I'm going to show you how it goes, see if you like it, all right, see if we like it. If so, we're going to purchase a few more, all right, and then we're going to use them. I'm also thinking about using them myself during the golf season now coming up. I've got some member guests and some other tournaments coming up that I'm playing in. I might start working with these to make sure my stance is right, my feet are right. All right, I might be looking at these for my own. So if you like them, if you like the video, if you think they can help your program, all right, shoot me a comment or a message in this. Sorry, a comment in the message box down below. All right, and I will let you know where you can get these, where you can get your hands on them, how you can get your hands on them, and let's talk about it. Is it something that can be used in football? Can we use it in high school football? Can we use it in junior high? Where can it be used? Is it something that you think will help? Let us know. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to hit the notifications, turn them on so you know every time we do a video. Thumbs up, thumbs down, because that tells us the content that you guys like or don't like, and it's also part of the algorithms in YouTube that let you know the videos that you need to be doing and the videos that they need to be showing. So interact, thumbs up, thumbs down, send us a message, leave a comment, especially about this. Do you think they can be used at the level of football you coach at? Do you think these can be used? Do you think they'd be helpful? Would you be willing to buy some? All right, and make sure in the next couple days you check out the video I do with some of my players, whether they're a lineman or whatever it is. I'm going to find 5 guys in class, take them out on the field, tell them what I want, show them how we would use these. All right? As always, guys, you won't play well until you play fast. I appreciate everything you do for me. I'll see you guys next time.